Hi, I'm Matt Collins. I'd like to welcome you to Bob Weber Auto Mart on Douglas Avenue here in Racine, across from Douglas Park. We specialize in 1-year-old, low mileage, almost new cars. And if you'd like to stop by and see them, or see them on our website, bobweberautomart.com, we could save you between $5,000 and $10,000 on your next almost new car purchase.
I'm Michael Burke, and this is Money Talks. Hi, welcome to Money Talks, the Journal Times online business show. I'm your host, business reporter Michael Burke, and today we are at Bella Cibo, the new restaurant on the north side, 3751 Douglas Avenue, the north end of the Clock Tower Plaza, with Joanne and Jeff Raffini, the owner-operators. We're videotaping this show on July 23rd, 2013, and so it's exactly 3 weeks since you opened. And Jeff, you mentioned an interesting fact, which is summer is the worst time to open a restaurant. Tell why, and then tell why you decided to do it that way.
Well, predominantly in the service industry, bars, restaurants, weekends are pretty rough for those type of businesses because of all the festivals going on and all the different summer activities, the cookouts, the vacations. Mm-hmm. We knew that going in, and one of the reasons we decided to go ahead and have a July opening was because it would give us a chance before we, get into the rush of the restaurant, the mainstay of the restaurant business, which is usually when it starts to get a little cooler out. It gives us a chance to fine-tune our wait staff, take any of the bugs out that we might have with the rest, with the I hate to say bugs with the food, but any of the problems that may develop, we can fix those problems and really fine-tune our establishment. So that's one of the reasons we decided to go ahead with it. But predominantly weekends are pretty rough when it comes to competing against the different festivals and the different
Well, what were you going? By the way, Bella Cibo, you came up with the name, I believe, Joanne, right?
Yes,
Explain what that means.
It's beautiful food.
Okay, and so what's the theme of this restaurant? What were you trying for? What was the concept?
Well, the theme of the restaurant is to basically put an Italian flair on our food. You can consider us an Italian restaurant. We do offer American food, Italian dishes. We put basically an Italian flair on some of the American dishes. What we're striving for is a casual lunch with a finer dining, and I think we've accomplished that. Our service, basically the two mainstays of this business that we are keying on are, of course, the food, to have the food come out great and have the food be fantastic every time, and impeccable service. It's service to where you don't often see in smaller cities. We're looking for a very attentive wait staff. We have a very attentive wait staff, keying on the individual tables. And with our size, we're able to do that. We've got a great staff. They're doing a great job, and they've practiced for quite a long time. So that's kind of what we're looking for and what we've already accomplished.
Let's just deviate for a second from this restaurant. Obviously, we'll come back to it, but you actually have a lineage of Racine restaurants. Why don't you mention a couple of places that are actually in your blood?
Oh, yeah. My grandfather and his brother started Wells Brothers in 1929. And my uncle...
What was his name, by the way?
Dominic.
Okay.
Dominic Wells. And my grandmother was a DeMark, Annie DeMark. And the two Wells brothers married the two DeMark sisters. And that's why we've been, our family's been in with the Marks and with Wells's and with the Guido's restaurants. I don't know if people remember, my Uncle Bill owned the Guido's restaurant up on the north side of Racine for a lot of years.
Remind people where that was.
And that was on North Main and 3 Mile. And he built that place. It was quite a big place.
Is that the one that became Michael's then?
Yeah, well, actually it became Giovanni's, and then I think it was Michael's after that. I'm not sure.
Okay.
John Durango bought it.
We actually used to have Journal Times Christmas parties when it was Michael's.
Well,
that's why I remember it as
I
that.
worked there. It was built in '78 or '79, and I worked there. I worked there helping them build it. And I also worked there in the kitchen for a while with some of the people and did some bartending. Yeah. My cousin Bill Jr. runs the Guido's in Florida, in Port Richey, Florida. It's a smaller pizza cafe. He does a great job down there.
Let me take you back to this place now. This is your first restaurant you've actually owned and opened, but again, you've had all the family sort of restaurant experience and lore. Joanne, talk about putting the menu together. Who did it, and just start taking us into some of the niceties of the menu.
Lisa Truce, our chef, and myself, we sat down, and what we wanted to do is do a more authentic Italian versus the heavy red sauce that a lot of places have. Something a little bit lighter, easier on the palate, where you actually taste more of the seasonings and the differences in the different types of food.
Excuse me, so a heavier sauce is less authentic, or
well,
not?
More Americanized, I would say.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Yeah. And by the way, every single one of the menu items on the dinner menu is both in Italian and American.
Yes.
Or English, I should say, not American, English.
Yes. We want you to actually taste the different seasonings and things in the dish versus putting a heavy red sauce, which is more Americanized. And Lisa and I think we did a great job with that.
Yeah. Well, let's touch briefly on the lunch menu is much more sort of standard American fare, but let's just touch briefly on it. What's a good seller, and what's the entree, the range of prices? Because we always, this is sort of a business story.
My personal favorites are the meatball bomber is amazing. She does a grilled cheese sandwich like I've never had before. It's just
it's the Italian grilled cheese.
I'm trying to cut the carbs out a little bit, so I could eat those sandwiches all day long, and I just have to stop myself. And chicken wings are great. All of the menu items are very very abundance. You're going to leave full.
Okay.
And the steak sandwich is fantastic. It's a great steak sandwich for a lunch menu to have on a lunch menu. All the prices are right in line. One of the things that we
what is the actual range?
Well, anywhere between $6 and $10.
Yeah. Okay.
Basically for lunch.
Because people want to know that stuff.
And it was part of our design also. We'd we're doing linens, we're doing fine silverware, we're doing a finer experience than some places that are just sit down in the booth type thing. That's not what we're about. We're trying to do, and we are doing a finer dining experience for the evening hours, and with a nice casual lunch with the linens and but with keeping the prices in line to the north side of Racine. We're not. I say we are a bit exclusive on maybe how we're presenting the food and how we're presenting our establishment, but we're not exclusive with the higher prices. And that's what we wanted to basically make work in the north side of Racine, and it is.
You were also mentioning that you're hoping to draw maybe from some of the business parks out here for the lunch crowd.
Right. Being that we've been open, we're on schedule and we're on target on what we've tried to accomplish or what our goals were. And now our future goals, what we're striving for now is to get some advertising out and get some direct advertising out to some of the local businesses. Right down the road, we have different businesses off of South Street in the business park. A few more out on the north side, and what we want to do is get to the office managers and let them know that we're here. Maybe drop off some menus and try to build a bigger or a better lunch business with dealing with some of the local businesses.
I want to go actually way back before the restaurant, when it was a twinkle in your eyes. How long was the process of finding location and coming up with a menu and the whole concept and training staff and getting the place physically ready? When did you start all that?
Well, Joanne could go speak to the putting the place all together. I think what we did though was back probably a year or better when we were talking with Lisa. Lisa was actually going to she ran the galley at a local yacht club in Racine, and she did an excellent job.
You can say which one.
Fifth Street Yacht Club.
Yeah, okay.
And she did an excellent job, and she had was basically going to move down by her mother's, and her mother lived in Mississippi, and that kind of fell through. So we were in talks with Lisa. I said, well, if you can find something on the north side, if we can see something on the north side that we can put together, both Joanne and I come from business backgrounds, and what we wanted to do was establish something on the north side of the Racine, not something too big, just something that could be manageable. And
yeah, because this is actually pretty cozy. It's only a total of 8 tables.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And that was by design.
And that was by design.
Yeah.
We not putting the cart in front of the horse, but we have room for expansion possibly later on. But we want to get what we have here perfected. Mm-hmm. And with Lisa's help, Lisa was very instrumental with her background and her knowledge of the food business to put something like this all together. And Joanne and Lisa really spent a lot of time on talking about what they want to get served to the public, what we can do and what we can be good at. And that's all come together. As far as the meat and potatoes, as far as the construction end of it, Joanne was very instrumental on remodeling and the cleaning of the back and remodeling the front. I'll let her speak to that.
What was that process like? Was it because this had been several restaurants before?
It was. I think we're the 4th or 5th one in the place. We're trying to turn the trend around and actually make it
have it
go.
Stop and just.
Yes. We will be the last one, hopefully. Yeah, the place was needing some care.
Some TLC?
Yeah, it needed a lot of care. And Lisa and I spent a lot of time scraping, cleaning, patching, painting.
Yeah.
From the floor to the ceiling. So,
yeah. Well, now let me take you to the dinner menu. Why don't and I don't mind if you have a cheat sheet. You can have this in front of you. But talk about some of the appetizers. Talk about some of the dishes that you feature here, and please do mention prices because people want to know that.
One of the appetizers that is a huge success is the portobello mushroom. It's stuffed with a signature sausage and different types of cheeses, and then it's baked. And
that sounds really good.
It's quite a nice piece. Some of the people are saying that they'll come in here for that for just dinner and have soup and salad, but I'd rather you have a regular menu item. That portobello mushroom is $8, but you have it's a substantial size. It's you've got 2 to 3 ounces of the signature sausage with the cheeses. Another big one is our artichoke dip. Make it fresh. We serve it with chips versus a potato chip more of. The bruschetta stack is not your regular bruschetta. That's with the potato chip, and it's stacked, and people are surprised when they see it because it's not your usual bruschetta. But it still has a nice, fresh, crisp flavors, and that's $6 for a plateful. I mean, it's quite a big size.
The potato chip isn't like a bag of Ruffles potato chip.
Right.
These are nice hand-cut chips that are very sturdy and very tasty.
Okay.
It's not like out of the bag type potato chip.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not
I'm glad you clarified that.
Yeah. One of my favorite dinner menus is dinner items on the menu is the seafood medley. It has scallops, mussel, clams, and shrimp, and then it's over a bed of fusilli, which is a squiggly kind of a noodle. It's just
okay.
It has a different kind of texture. It really grabs onto the clam sauce that we serve it with. that's $23. That's probably one of our mid-range prices. I mean, our prices for dinner go anywhere from $12 to $39. That's the top.
That's a nice range, actually. It starts at a really, really affordable level,
Right.
but obviously indicates that there are some pretty nice items on the menu too.
And that's what we wanted to do, not outprice ourselves to anyone that wanted to come in. And you do get soup, salad, your main course in that price range. And you also get the service that we're looking for. We
Yeah.
want a more attentive service. That wait staff is going to be there to wait on you. Take care of all your needs while you're here in our restaurant.
You mentioned you're intentionally going for a not rush you out the door kind of experience,
Absolutely.
right? Really
Absolutely.
relax. And
I remember back when we used to go out to dinner with my parents. And I remember you'd go to the table, you'd have the different types of butter, you'd have the big pile of bread, and you took your time. It was, an hour to 2 hours of sitting there relaxing and talking with your family. It was a long, leisurely dinner.
Yeah.
And
Course by
we
course.
miss that.
Yeah.
We don't have that anymore. Now it's you go out to eat and they throw the food at you and you eat and you get out. And we want to slow everything down a little bit. That's why we went with the cozy, warm feeling. We want you to come in, feel like family, sit down, relax, and really feel comfortable that you can sit there for an hour or two. And we don't want to push you out.
I want to give you a little more time to talk about the menu, but I'm curious where are your customers coming from so far? Where, do you find that out very much?
I have quite a few people that live right in the area. I mean, we have the tanning salon next door, and one of the girls that was working there said, "Wow, I see a lot of action over here." So she and her husband were married last month, and they came here for dinner. They'll be back. They say nothing is like this on this side of town. We have a lot of customers, a lot of couples, but there are some other family groups that come in, and they just say there's nothing like this on this side of town. It's very relaxing. The food is great. They'll be back. They're going to tell our friends. I said,
Yeah.
fantastic. Bring them all in.
Yeah. Well, let's get to a couple more menu items. I know you said you
I'd
love
like to speak. Yeah, I'd like to speak to two of the items that are kind of my favorite. The lamb chops are amazing. The way they're done, the way Lisa's put them together with the different spicing and the crispness of them. Melt in your mouth. Oh my goodness, they are just amazing. And then we are offering a prime rib special every Friday. Prime rib and fish fry special. You can order them together if you want, but they're two separate specials.
Okay.
And the fish has been fantastic. The prime rib is out of this world. It's I would compare it to any prime rib in the area. It is melt in your mouth, fantastic.
Okay.
And those are Friday specials that we're going to run every Friday.
How much are those specials?
Oh, geez, what was the prime rib special?
The prime rib is $25.
Okay.
That's a king cut?
That's a 16 ounce,
Oh, wow.
approximately.
Well, okay.
The fish fry is 10, and then we also have the baked cod, which is 12.
Okay. You want to pick one more, maybe one more menu item and mention that?
The chicken Florentine, which Lisa's actually making for you to see today, has been a huge success here. It's very colorful. It's very appealing to look at as well as to eat. And we sell a lot of it. There's a lot of that Florentine.
What's been your business pattern so far in only 3 weeks up in here, but what's been the pattern so far?
Well, the pattern has been good. Of course, with fighting against the he's talking about business pattern as far as customer base and what's becoming.
Yeah, is it up and down or is it
no?
climbing?
It's 3 weeks, so it's hard to tell. But if you look at the 3 week pattern, Wednesday, Thursday have been good. Fridays have been good. Saturdays, we had a power outage Saturday afternoon for the whole building. There was an accident and knocked the power out.
Great day for that.
We had to turn a lot of people away
Oh
on Saturday for lunch business, and we didn't open until 5:30 Saturday night. So, even opening at 5:30 on Saturday night, we did fairly well for not having the the
Okay.
business of the lunch business. But
Okay. So things are going well so far.
yeah, I'm very very satisfied so far. Like I said, we really haven't done any advertising, and we're going to be starting to implement some of the advertising that we had thought of.
Well, speaking of advertising, you had a special you wanted to mention
Sure,
during
to
the
your
show. Go
viewers.
ahead.
Yeah, to your viewers, what we're offering anybody who mentions this video, you don't have just mention it through September, all the way through September, kind of a summer special. We're offering you 10% off your total bill.
All right.
So whatever your bill may be,
Lunch or dinner, or?
lunch or dinner,
Okay.
with wine, with the beer, whatever
Oh,
your
wow.
total is.
Wow.
Just if you mention the interview, we'll take 10% off
All
that
right.
total bill all the way through September.
All right, September 2013. We got to mention because
Yes.
this may live beyond that. Listen, we got to wrap up here. We've been with.
We do have the food out if you wanted to.
Oh, okay. We'll yeah.
Sorry.
Joanne and Jeff Raffini of Bella Cibo means beautiful food. Douglas, 3751 Douglas Avenue, the north end of the Clock Tower Plaza. Definitely check that out. You've been watching Money Talks. I'm business reporter Michael Burke. Thanks a lot to our producer Greg Shaver today. And remember, we do have archive shows on our website at journaltimes.com/money talks. Thanks for watching.
Hi, I'm Matt Collins. I'd like to welcome you to Bob Weber Auto Mart on Douglas Avenue here in Racine, across from Douglas Park. We specialize in 1-year-old, low mileage, almost new cars. And if you'd like to stop by and see them, or see them on our website, bobweberautomart.com, we could save you between $5,000 and $10,000 on your next almost new car purchase.